You might have clicked on this video for one singular purpose. You might have thought, what is the number one way, the only real way to actually get recognition from your peers? Real recognition, not just faking it or not just being uncertain that they actually like you or not. They actually recognize you and they actually admire you or respect you in their eyes. The only thing that you can do in order to achieve this is very simple. And it comes within yourself. It doesn't come from anybody else. It's something that everybody is born with. And while you go through the world, it either gets reinforced, it gets stronger, or it gets degraded. It gets worse and worse and worse over the course of a few years. Let me just clean the camera because it is a bit dirty, I think. That's a bit better. Right. So, how do you get recognized by your peers? How do you get that recognition, that respect, that admiration? Well, it comes from within yourself. Like I said, you are going to get, I guess, this. It's kind of like a what kind of metaphor would be good to say? It's kind of like waxing shoes. If you don't wax your shoes, they're gonna deteriorate. If you've got leather shoes, good quality leather shoes, you need to wax them once in a while, or else they are going to die, because it is a living object. The leather comes from an animal, and its body sustains its thing, like its composition. And so if you want to get that recognition from your peers, you need to treat it in the same way. You need to treat that thing inside of you in the same way, because if you don't, the problem is it's going to get corroded inside of you. This feeling, this emotion, this power inside of you is going to get corroded, and you're not really going to be able to use it to its full extent and harness its benefits in order to get that recognition, that respect and admiration from your peers. Now, the most simple way to define it would be to talk about what it is. Let's just say what it is. Being authentically yourself. No outside sources influencing you, or at the very least, you come up with your own ideas, your own conclusions, your own thoughts, your own processes, your own systems, your own, literally everything. You own your own thoughts, your identity is very important. Because as soon as your identity is attached to somebody else, is attached to what somebody else has told you to think, what somebody else has forced you to think, then from then on out, you're not really authentically yourself anymore. You're just an extension of that person. And so when you actually think about it, there are a lot of people on this earth that are an extension when they're thinking of somebody else. Somebody came up with an idea, and the idea spread. It's kind of like when you look at religion. And I have nothing bad to say about religion. It can be a very powerful motivator and tool that you can use at your disposal. But from my perspective, I know that the idea of religion started with one person. And then that idea spread to other people. And we are now here today with like millions of people that believe in the same ideas. So obviously, it has had a very strong impact. So you have to think for yourself, okay, well, would I rather have and portray the idea of somebody else, or would I rather portray my own authentic idea that I came up with? At the end of the day, we are all a result, a combination of a bunch of different ideas and thoughts and things that come from our environment, come from the people around us, and the education we went through, the result that we are who we are. And so if you want that recognition, that admiration, that respect from your peers, the only real way to get it, the real thing, is to be yourself. Don't be sorry for them. Don't hold anything back. Don't be scared of hurting their feelings. Just say, hey, this is who I am. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, I don't care. Like, we can agree to disagree. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't really mind. Like, if somebody has a different world belief than I do, I'll just sit down with them, and if they try and convert me to their belief, I'll just be like, hey, I don't really agree with your ideas, so let's just agree to disagree and leave me alone. And then there you go. The problem is solved. So at the end of the day, when you actually think about it, there are some ideas that are more powerful than others. For instance, religion. This is why the church uses religion, because they can get behind it with the power structure that is in place, the hierarchy, whatever in the church. But at the end of the day, you have to think for yourself. If you want that recognition, that admiration of your peers, the real thing, not just face value, fucking whoop-de-doo fakeness. The real thing, when you really feel admired by somebody else, and they're not gonna sugarcoat it, when they say like, dude, I have to say, like, you inspire me. Like, you're like a sun. Like, you shine light. You're just shining all the time. Like, you feel so inspiring to be around. Like, when I'm around you, I want to do more things. I want to be better. I want to dress better. I want to take care of myself. I want to groom myself. I want to make sure that I go to the gym. I eat good food. I do some more push-ups. That's what I'm talking about. If that's what you want, then in that case, you need to understand that you need to be yourself. You can't just be somebody else, put a mask on and change your identity. Some people, like myself, are going to see through that. And most people can feel it, even though they might not get it in their brain. They will feel that you are fake, and so they won't admire you. But at the end of the day, whenever you want to be recognized by others, what you need to do is not only you need to be authentically 100% yourself, but you also need to not care what others have to think. This is very important. I'll give you a little bit of an example tied to my personal life. I was at the gym, right? And at the gym I go to, it's basically a combined, there's a pool, like a swimming pool, and with that there's like a spa area, there's a steam room and a sauna area, and then upstairs there's a gym. And so they combine both of these together, and I go to the gym first, and then maybe once a week I might go to the pool, chill out in the spa, get a bit of recovery for my muscles, or let's say go in the steam room, have a chat with a few people and everything like that. So I finished up my work at the gym, my workout, and then I went downstairs to the pool, and I met these two guys who started talking to me. These two guys from New Zealand originally, and pretty old dudes, like maybe like in their 50s or in their 60s, right? And 40s to maybe 40s to 50s, maybe 60s tops. And so they started talking to me, and we had a pretty good conversation about a lot of different things, and I was just being myself in the conversation, and they said like, oh well, we don't see young people like you anymore. I think that's a good thing. Like that that's a good thing that you are the way you are. And I said, like, oh yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. And then they said like, yeah. And then based on our cultural differences and cultural things that we have in common as well, we came to the idea of chatting more often. And so one point they said like, you know what, we should invite you to dinner sometime. And I was like, oh, I didn't expect that, right? And if I wasn't 100% myself with them, they would have probably told me nothing, absolutely nothing. But the simple fact that they respect me and they have this admiration for young people like myself who actually take care of themselves and take life seriously and respect their elders, well, it makes them want to respect me in exchange. They want to admire, they want to give me the opportunity to give that to them in return. So by them inviting me to dinner, just to have a chat, that proves to me that my personality is being recognized. I'm getting that recognition from the people that I care about. Because some people won't give you the recognition because they're too focused on themselves. But when you actually get someone that's not so focused on themselves and that actually focuses on other people, like these guys in this case, older guys, well, you get this kind of stuff that happens. You get people that tell you like, hey, you know what, I would really like to have a chat with you. I really want to spend more time with you. Let's go to dinner. Let's go get a drink. Let's go do this. Let's go chill out in the spa together. Let's go hit the gym together. Let's go for a walk together. Have a chat. All these sorts of things that you get. It's a net benefit by being authentically your unique self. I've seen it in my life. Whenever I'm going around, I'm talking to people, every single time they say like, hey, I really think we should get a drink sometime, or oh, hey, if you want, we can get a coffee or a tea sometime and just have a chat together. And every single time I tell them I wouldn't mind, but I'm very busy, so it really depends, like, when can we set this up, like. But at the same time, I'm not gonna tell them like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna reciprocate a little bit. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what, I really have a lot going on right now, like, but I would appreciate going and having a chat together if you want. And most of the time, this happens naturally. Like, I don't even have to ask people. They just come up to me and they say, hey, I want to hang out with you. And I was like, yes, all right. If I see potential in the relationship, I get to choose. I get to choose if I do something with that or not, which is great, because it's kind of like being a medieval king, that all of the people around you, they just come towards you and they offer you things, and they're like, hey, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? Would you like to do this? Would you like to come with us? And I'm like, I get to choose. I'm no longer the one as much going out there and pushing myself in order to get those conversations, to get people to talk with me. I'm slowly becoming the guy that people come towards if they want something. And this has also been something I've noticed in my business. I've been doing a lot of cold outreach for a long time. And so ever since that time, I've been building my online presence over the past 4 years. I've learned a lot of different things. And now I've gotten to the point where once in a while, I'll get somebody that shows up in my DMs and say, hey, can you help me get more X, Y, and Z jobs, or X, Y, and Z bookings, or X, Y, and Z clients? And I'm just like, yeah, of course. Like, let's just sit down and have a chat and then see what we can do. And I'd rather do that and have the choice to choose what I want to do, rather than going up to people and feeling like I'm forcing them from like, hey, this is what I do, this is who I am, I think I've noticed a couple of things that you could do differently, would you mind having a chat with me? Because that's good, that's a good skill to have, but at the same time, it feels fucking annoying when you're doing it over and over and over and over again. But the more you become that kind of person where you make it feel like it's their idea to come with you, that's the perfect place to be in a relationship. Because as soon as other people want to be around you, you've won. You've won. You've won the power dynamic in the situation. So they know that you have something valuable to offer, so they want to talk to you. And maybe they have an ulterior motive, but at the end of the day, you get to fucking see that for yourself and choose if you want to hang around with them or not. So let's summarize. If you want that recognition, that respect, that admiration from your peers, what do you need to do? Very simple. You need to be yourself. You need to be yourself, not just once in a while and choose in front of who you're being yourself, but be yourself in front of everybody. Be goofy, be funny, who cares? Doesn't matter. Be funny, be charismatic, be talkative, be interested in other people, be completely, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how you make people feel. If they remember the conversation they had with you and it made them feel pretty good about themselves, well, in that case, they won't want to talk to you more. And this is the same thing with men and women. Women especially. When women feel that you are a good listener, and they feel that when they're having a conversation with you, they're having a good time, and they feel understood and acknowledged, they want to spend more time with you. It's easy. It's super easy. So, at the end of the day, you not only need to improve your social skills. If you haven't, I would heavily recommend it. And you also need to be authentically yourself, because if you're not, people are going to sense that and they're just going to walk away from you, because they're going to be like, who the fuck is this guy? What does he want from me? Does he want to sell me something? Does he want to take something from me? What does he want? And so they're going to keep you at arm's length. But if you are yourself, you don't care. You don't expect people to give you things. You just be yourself. And then if they give you something, good. If they don't, then just, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm talking about. Being 100% yourself. Not expecting anything from anybody. Just giving as much as you can. Producing. Showing respect. Showing admiration. Showing reciprocity. Those things will take you much, 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 much further than anything else in a social interaction. And you have to choose for yourself. Am I, like I mentioned at the start, am I going to be myself? Or am I going to regurgitate a idea or ideas, plural, of other people that I've set into my mind? You have to think for yourself. And I'm not talking about the fact that I'm a perfect person. I'm not some perfect person that has all the answers and knows exactly what I'm doing and has 100% authenticity and no ideas that come from the outside. No, that's not true. I have been influenced and educated in a certain way, so of course I'm being influenced by other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, and a simple concept you need to keep in mind is you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you spend the most time with junkies and drug dealers and criminals, then you're going to end up a criminal. But if you spend as much time as you can with noble people, respectful people, people that you admire, people that make a lot of money, that are wealthy, people that are rich and successful, or people that are very intelligent, that's what you're going to become. That's what I'm talking about. So with that said, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow as I post every single day. It's a beautiful day, so it's time to get back to work, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.